Hey guys, this is my video link for contemporary issues in sports. Today I'm going to be talking about COVID-19 in sports and how it's affected us and how the effects have still been lingering in today's sports community. This has been going on for about a year and a half now, and a lot of people are fed up because they don't want to have to deal with protocol. People just want to go back to a normal season. Fans want to attend games, parents want to go watch their kids play in college, etc. And even in today's world where people are confused on whether or not they should get the vaccine and if it's even required and why schools are requiring it, and whether or not that's against basic human rights. So going back to protocol, at the beginning of COVID, I would say 2 years ago, so this was my junior year of college, that we were playing our inaugural season for men's volleyball. And when we heard about COVID, this was on the way to Bluefield in Kentucky. We were going to play in a conference pod, and they had told us, or they gave us the word that our season was over and that we weren't going to be able to continue playing. So that same day, we did end up driving about 5 hours back home. And it was tough. Especially for a lot of the guys who were graduating and who wanted to finish that season. We were on the uprise and we were really looking forward to finishing that second half, but unfortunately it just couldn't happen for us. So going off of that, we went into summer, and then not much was going on. We were still hearing more news about what we were supposed to do about this virus that was coming. It was a tough time, and it was a dark time for a lot of people, especially people who already had issues. Older people who were in the hospital ended up getting sick, and some ended up passing away, unfortunately. It just kept going, and it kept snowballing on top of it, and nobody knew what to do. By the time things came around and people kind of got a hold of the protocol and what we were supposed to do, we were still facing issues. So as we started our season last year, it was tough because a lot of the guys didn't want to wear masks. And that was, the gist of it was they didn't want to wear masks. And it's not just not wearing masks in general, because it's fine when you're in a group setting and all we're doing is just talking. But when you're playing, it's tough because you're sweating and you're breathing hard and you're running around and you have to keep lifting it up. And on top of doing punishment as an athlete for not performing the way you're supposed to, now you have to do punishment because you're not wearing a mask correctly or because you're not staying 6 feet apart. So it's frustrating for a lot of people, including myself. And dealing with that protocol was just, it was a monkey on our back that we just really didn't want to deal with. But we did, and fortunately we were able to get through the season. We did have to quarantine for 2 weeks because most of the team did get sick, and we ended up having to test and do return to play, which was also tough, but we got through it, and we were able to finish the season. So going into this season, it was a lot more laid back. So everything was recommended. It was highly recommended that you wore a mask. It was highly recommended that you get the vaccine. It was highly recommended that you stay 6 feet apart. So going from it is required to it is highly recommended takes some of that pressure off our backs.